creating title pages. Mouse over to the layout 1 here and click. It gives you the default paper space. So the dotted line by the side here is actually the printable area, and this is definitely not on A3, so I will have to change that. So the second line here is the viewport, which is what is actually going to preview the drawings when we get ready. So right click on the page layout here and choose page setup manager. That takes us to the page setup manager, and modify the existing layout. You can equally create a new one or import from another file. So let's modify what we have. So the printer stroke plotter, you have to select the printer type. That's what it means. Select the printer you're targeting. HP DexJet 9800 is a colored printer, which is an A3 of size, and in the paper size here I will pick the A3 option. You can see I have an A3 option, A4 option there too. So what to plot is actually the layout, and then I will mouse over to the orientation where I have the landscape. At this point I will click OK and then close it up. So you will notice that the transformation here has revealed the printable area of the A3. What we have here is the viewport. What we need to do is just to expand this viewport, having it in mind that we need to create a title block by the side, so we give an allowance, and just like so you expand this as well. You can zoom very close, expand this. Alright, so now you can press the escape key to deselect the viewport, and then zoom very close to start the creation of a title block. Creating a title block, mouse over to the rectangle tool, select it, and then make sure you pick it up at the angle here, at the angle of the viewport. So once you click that, then you have to move down to the opposite corner, which is at the bottom here. So you can zoom very close so that you'll be at the extreme, but don't forget you have to match it up with your viewport, the basement of your viewport. So take a look at the horizontal line, the horizontal crosshair. It also corresponds with the base of that viewport, so you can see how I am moving it. So once I get it right, then I will click like so. So if you take a critical look, you will notice that I am not on a proper layer. My title block is grayed out, so I will select it and choose a thicker wall. Alright, so that's correct. Then the next thing will be to create the partitioning. So let's zoom close and pick the line tool and then create a partition like so. So once we have this partition created, we can begin to copy it appropriately. So let's select it and then pick the copy tool, and carefully be moving it down like so. Created a copy there. We can enable our auto. Auto will give us a great assistance. So let's continue to duplicate it in that manner, create partitions that will enable us describe our project. That's what is happening right there. Okay, like so. And I will copy this as well down here. Okay, and then I'll pick a line to partition this very section. Okay, so this is how you can prepare your title block. So the next section of the tutorial is how we can create a text style for this environment. Mind you, we are handling two environments here. We have just finished with the model space where we created a site plan, and now we are in the layout space, which is the paper space. These are totally two environments, so we have to set up some basic things within these environments. So creating a text style for the layout page. Mouse over to the text style, and once the dialog box comes up, you can actually create new and give it a text style name. This is site plan, or let's say title page. Okay, and then the text height will be 0.1. We apply, we'll set current, and then we'll close, maintaining all the other attributes. Alright, so now let's see how we can start creating the text. So mouse over to the text tool and click, and specify a point, first point, specify an opposite corner, and then enter the text. So this is the text. You can move this text to place in the appropriate place. We have our auto on, so we can turn auto off by pressing the F8 key on our keyboard. So like so. So if the text box placer is too long, we can reduce it like this. But if you're reducing this, that's okay. Then we can begin to copy this text. Copy this text right here, then double click on it to edit it. So let's create one. So that's how you continue to enter the text. You can copy this, select this, copy it down, double click, rename it to now you can describe it. This is just a sample to enable you understand that you can actually recopy text here and get what you want, and moving out from that environment. So here we can create the project. Project, so you can copy this just below and have it like this. Have the number of the plot, you can fix it. So you create, you can underline this, bolden it, underline. That's how you design your title pages. Select these two, copy it down, and this can be client. You can enter the client. So we can copy this. This can be title. You can, so you have it like that. And can copy this as well. Down here you have where you can actually do design, design by, checked by, drafted by. So you have this like this. You can actually space this. Sometimes you can even create a partition like this to make it tidy. Copy this from here, next portion, so you write all the names. Checked by, this is architectural, so it has to be checked by an architect. So you have drafted by, right, so you have that in order. So the next thing is to create the scale, make provision for the scale, take it up a little. Create something like this. No, 0.2 is okay. Make it bold. This is 1:100. 1:100. Well, they ask for the scale. We can't determine now, but this is just like a sample to me. I have it here. Whatever the scale might end up, I will have to update it here. So it's the reason why I am not mining. If it is 100 for now, no problem. So I will copy this. So this will take the dates. December 2013. I'll copy this way, the small one. Let's make things proportion. So this is how you can design the title page. The title block is ready, as you can see. So now the viewport, which is the drawing section, how do you get the drawings in place here? Ordinarily you can't see the drawing, so how do you get the drawings? That's what we're going to do in the next tutorial. So display your drawings in a title page. This is an action that has to do with a model or paper space button just below here. So let's take a look at this. You have the paper stroke model button here. By the time you click this like so, you will notice the coordinate system will be activated right in the viewport, and also a border thick line will go around the viewport. This is to tell us that we are right then in the model space. So how do you get to your drawings at this level? What you need to do is to mouse over to the view menu and click, so you navigate to the zoom section, and then zoom all is what you need. Just click on zoom all. You have the entire drawings on the page. As you can see in the preview, we have the drawings now active. So how do you get those drawings to be visible? is something that if you have a scroll mouse, just scroll right to the appropriate drawing, and you will have it in place. So let's delete this windows here. We don't need them, we didn't use it. Alright, so you have the drawing in place. So now you have actually zoomed to the appropriate drawing, which is going to take the title name here as the floor plan. Just right click on the layout tab and rename it. You have so many options here. There's rename, so just rename this as the floor plan. So once you have this, you can look at how you can actually scale this drawing. So how do you go about the scaling? So to scale your drawings in the title page like this is something that you need to activate the zoom command. So how do you activate the zoom command? You type in the Z on your keyboard and press the enter key. That activates the zoom. So let's do that. Okay, now that the zoom is activated, notice in the command line you have all, center, dynamic, extend, and so you have up to the scale. So now we need the scale. What we need to make use of is the scale. So press the just tap the S key on your keyboard and press the enter. This now take you to the scale option. So the next thing is the scale factor. How do you enter the scale factor? So just watch the screen now. We are going to enter the scale factor of, for example, 1:100. 1000, because that building is actually small, so let's make it 1000. So how do you enter the scale factor? Press 1/1000 XP. So that's how the code goes. So once you enter it in this format, you press the enter key. Just watch the reaction on the viewport. You see that it has zoomed to the appropriate zoom level, scale level rather. So this is the level. So when you get to this level like this, you have to be very careful. This time around you need to use the pan real time. You don't have to use zoom again. You use the pan to reposition things so as to be centralized. So once you are done like this, then you close this button by clicking on it. So this brings it back to the paper space. While you are in paper space, you won't be able to edit the drawing. Even if you want to delete anything, you must be in the model mode to be able to edit the drawing. So we are out of the model now, and the title block as well, you can't edit it if you are in the model space. So you have to be in the paper space to be able to edit this. So now we want to edit the scale. We've discovered that our scale is not 1:100, it's 1:1000. So we'll add a 0 there, and we are ready to start printing. So how do we get started? Getting started with printing is something that you don't have to leave out the arrangement of your layout. You have to replicate this layout and rename them according to your drawings. You have the site plan, roof plan, elevations, floor plan, as it is here. So how do you go about that? So you have to right click on the existing one and then ask it to move or copy. So once you select this option, you want to move to the end, so select this move to end. Create a copy, enable this checkbox so that it will duplicate from the active one. So you click this. Now you have floor plan this, and you have floor plan 2. So the floor plan 2 is actually a copy of this one, so to enable you edit this one but then still have it existing. So let's edit the floor plan 2 by first of all renaming it to let's say roof. So we have that. We can move or copy as many as possible, as many as our drawings are. We have site plan, we have section, we have elevations. So like so. So let's come down to the roof plan and now switch to the model space, since it's the model space that will allow us to make that change. So we can use our screw to scroll down and have access. This is roof plan, yes. So we can have access to this, and we still perform the scale for this. This scale should be is the same as for the floor plan. So let's key in 1:1000 XP, like so. Then we'll close it up. Perfect. So we have this like this, and then we'll go to the next one. This is site. Okay, we have to zoom to the site plan. Where is it? Okay, so you have the site plan here. You can also prepare this for scaling. So this is how you will go about arranging your designs. Everything is in place. You have floor plan, roof plan, site plan, section, elevations, and so on. So this is how you get your drawing ready for printing. You set up the layouts and then you get ready for printing. So in the next tutorial we should be printing the drawing. So to print in AutoCAD, we actually have two methods of printing. We have the layout printing, which is where we are now, and then we have the model space printing, which is printing under the model space. That's the design environment. So now to print in layout here, you have the print icon just above here. Once you click it, you have the print dialog box. So as we have already set up our page manager, we have the printer already for us and the paper type. We are on layout. We can change the paper orientation. If we want it portrait, this is the time to select that. And how do you want to print? You want to print in colored, or you want to print in totally grayscale? Or you also have monochrome here. Which method do you want? If you want monochrome, which is totally black and white, you have to just select this option. If you want it grayscale, you go with this. But if you want it colored just the way it is, then you go with AutoCAD or none. That will give you precisely the colored. Okay, so once you get those settings defined, the next thing is to preview the drawing. You have to preview before you print. So once you preview, you have your drawing here like so. I can notice that the layer for the borderline is not showing. I don't know what must have caused that. Layer is not showing. We can exit this, go back, find out what is the cause why the layer is not showing. So let's see if we can match properties to it, and it will come up. This layer is actually on viewport. Let's change it to wall and then save the drawing. Now let's go back and see if we print now. So click on the print icon, which is also known as plot. We have everything set, and then we preview. Exactly, now we have it visible. So that's how you can resolve some problems. Some problems are not highly technical. There are things you can resolve right here in the print section. So this is how you get such resolved. And once you right click and say print, then the AutoCAD will process the job and submit it to the printer. So right now, if you take a look at the printer, is the job is printing out. So that's how you can print in AutoCAD. So let's also look at the printing in the model space. So printing in the model space, assuming we want to print the floor plan, you can be in the model space and then click on the print dialog box, print icon, which takes you to the plot model section. Here you have to define everything from scratch. Pick the printer, give it the paper size, and then tell it what to plot. And this time around you have to select window. The option I selected here is window. Let me press escape to come back. The what to plot, the option I selected here is window. I was quite fast. So then you select, you click the first point, and then you click the opposite corner, which windows that portion in which you intend to print. So by the time you click the opposite corner, it takes you back to the plot model section, where you have some little options to enable. You have center the plot. Just take a look at the sample. Center the plot, it has resized to the center. You can disable or enable fit to paper, and printing in model space usually is fit to paper. That's when you will get the best result. So you can also change the orientation and also change these options here. Maybe you want black and white. Assign this plot to style. Yes, assign to every layout. Once you preview now, you will have that particular drawing in totally black and white. So that's how it goes here. So right click now and say plot, and it will also submit and it will start printing. So basically this is how you print in AutoCAD.